Hi there, Michael Bernstein, Bernstein Financial, here to give you your tax and financial tip today. We are in the middle of a run and it's time for some push-ups. Now if I do too many, I won't be able to talk, so we'll do them for 10 or 15 seconds, take a rest, 10 or 15 seconds again. I can't even count while I'm talking, so that's why I'll do it for time. Alrighty, so we're going to talk continuing information about trust. This segment is on the type of trust. There are four main types of trust. Timing is 35 seconds. There's an A trust, an AB trust, I'll call a disclaimer trust, and a AB and Q-tip trust. So four types we're going to talk about today. The A trust is, I call it a single trust. It's for a single person or a unit, married couple. And the way it works is that when the first person passes away, all the assets go to the second person. They avoid probate. They do what you want to do. In the case, we'll go next to the disclaimer trust. The disclaimer trust can turn an A trust into an AB trust. So maybe we'll just talk about the AB right now so you can see what it's about. An AB trust is when the first person dies, a new trust is made up for the decedent of usually half the assets, and the A trust remains for the survivor. Then when the second spouse dies, the assets go down to the beneficiaries. So the first to die, the assets are preserved in the B trust, their half, and that's irrevocable. At that point, the beneficiaries of that decedent's trust stay in place regardless of what the survivor does. The survivor changes the beneficiaries, they can only change it on their half, not on the decedent's half. I like these AB trusts. They protect the first to die, make sure their money went where they expected it to go. So, there's not a huge amount out there. There's a lot of A trusts. In the case of an A trust, if the first spouse dies, second assets go to the second spouse, and the second spouse gets duped by somebody, well, it gets remarried, and the assets somehow end up in the hands of the new spouse. The beneficiaries of the decedent a long time ago may end up not getting the money. Now, most spouses trust each other to do the right thing, but as I say, it's not my spouse I don't trust. It's everyone else around. It's someone she might meet I don't trust. Okay? So, the AB trust at least preserves a portion of it. The disclaimer trust is a little bit in between the A and the AB trust. It allows the surviving spouse to construct the AB trust at that time, per their discretion. Do they usually? I don't think so. Usually ends up all in their hands. They don't want to mess with a B trust, doing a tax return once a year, administering that. So by and large, it ends up just over remaining an A trust in the survivor side. But they can, what's called disclaim half of it into the B trust, the decedent's trust. Okay, so that's A. That's a disclaimer trust. That's an AB trust. What is a Q-tip trust? Well, Q-tip trust, I won't spend a lot of time on it, is an additional trust if you want certain assets over the exemption amount, so there's no estate tax. Well, actually, there could be estate tax, but to go to separate beneficiaries. So let me give you an example. Let's say the estate, I'm going to use a low exemption amount. So let's use a $5 million exemption amount, and the estate's worth $12 million. So $6 million on the survivor side, $6 million on the decedent side. It's over the $5 million exemption. So there's going to be a estate tax on it. Well, you never want that. It should be full exclusion, no estate tax upon the first death. So what you have to do is you have to take the extra $1 million, put it in the Q-tip trust. So the Q-tip trust is controlled where it goes when the next spouse dies, goes to the beneficiaries of the decedent, but it's included in the survivor's estate for estate tax. So you achieve both goals. You achieve the goal of the still being the decedent's trust for control, and you achieve in not being no estate tax on the first death. And so it goes in this Q-tip trust, sometimes called the C trust. Now, this is advanced tax and financial tips. I'm around trusts a lot, so I understand them well. I don't expect everyone listening to this to understand it, but I want you to understand you need to go to a lawyer, have the trust done, explain things. They'll recommend choices for you, and you can make an informed decision. That's the best way to do this. Okay, so go do some push-ups and enjoy your tax tip. Bye now.